Hello, this is going to be a walkthrough video showing you how to set up a HubSpot workflow where you can update your pipeline stage based on the arrow's current phase. So we're going to start out by creating a blank workflow, and for this example, I'm going to use a deal-based enrollment trigger, but if you're using tickets for your customer onboarding pipeline, then you should use tickets. But I'm going to pick deals for right now, and then we're going to click Next. And then in order to set up the triggers, we are going to say the current trigger right now is again going to be deal based, and it's going to be based on the arrow's current phase. So one thing that I do want to point out is that in order to set up this workflow, you will need to have set up the integration and the mapping the deal attributes from the arrow's current phase name into a custom property on your dealer ticket record to match. Ours is called the arrow's current phase. And you're going to use that property to set up this workflow. So if you haven't done that yet, you need to go back into your integrations page and edit that connection. And then once we get back into the workflow, we're going to say the arrow's current phase is known, and we're going to apply that filter. Before we click save, we're going to go over here to re-enrollment and make sure that re-enrollment is on and that the arrow's current phase is known is checked. And then we're going to go ahead and click save. Okay, next we are going to choose an action, and this action is going to be an if-then branch. So we're going to do a deal filter type, and it's going to be based on the arrow's current phase. In this example that we're setting up, we're going to use just data from our demo account. So this is going to be, before we get started, is going to be the branch name. And we're going to say that the arrow's current phase is equal to before we get started. So we're matching the phase from the arrows plan, and it's going to check to see if it's before we get started in this case. So we will apply that filter, and then we're going to add another branch. And so in this example, we'll set it to be kickoff agenda. And then apply that filter. You would go through and you would set this up for any of the phases in your arrows plan. And then next, we're going to map those phases to the different deal or ticket stages in your pipeline. So we'll go ahead and click save here for now. And now that we have this set up, we're going to update the record. So once you have these branches set up, you are going to see a branch for each of the different arrows phases that you have connected to your account. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a new action, and this is going to be a set property value action. So again, we're on the target object of a deal. If you use tickets, choose tickets here. And then the property that we are going to set is going to be the deal pipeline and stage. So in this example, we have before we get started is the current arrows phase. And so I want this to connect to the before we get started deal stage in our onboarding pipeline. So I'm going to select that and hit save. And then I'll do the same thing for the kickoff agenda here. So we'll add a workflow action. We'll choose set property value, and then we will choose the deal pipeline and stage. And we're mapping kickoff agenda to kickoff scheduled, and click save. So you'd go through and you'd set that up for all of the phases that you have in your arrows plan, and then hit review and publish, and you should be all set.